Hi everyone, and welcome to the final episode of Iam A Woman series. As a woman, I'm currently a sales consultant at a connectivity firm, a freelance marketer, but most of all the owner at Mademoiselle Bakes. Having said what I do on a daily basis, I've chosen to talk about the art of positive psychology in our daily lives. The beauty of positive psychology lies in discovering the good about every situation, the good in our lives, being happy, but most of all, flourishing our well-being. A lot of times I get asked, but how do you master and channel your energy towards positivity? The one thing I usually emphasize on is the art of gratitude. I can't stress enough how much gratitude buffers negativity in our daily lives. A lot of times women and just generally people go through an influx of emotions. Things don't go as per our plans, and they never will, because such is life and such is law of nature. But what next? We're often in two dilemmas, whether to dwell on what has happened and feel pathetic, or to evaluate the process. When you choose to evaluate the process and what has happened in the process, you realize you begin to discover the good in every situation by telling your mind that, hey, I went through this, but can I sit down and evaluate what happened in this situation? A good example is, a lot of times business people, managers, CEOs, general sales consultants, we often go through a long process up until the time we get to our clients. We often believe and we often rely on things going as smooth as per the process, but the final destination is more often disappointing. As a sales consultant, when I go through my meetings and when I sit down and begin to filter how many of my dealings are actually successful, it makes me realize not all deals are going to be successful. But hey, what next? Are all deals supposed to be successful? If a client said no to sign a contract or a deal, is that the end of that phase or that business or that deal? No, it's not. Because why? You begin to evaluate that deal, that situation, by discovering what you learned in the process. If you learned something, if you discovered something about your product, about how you deal with your clients, then hey, that is a positive thing. You have just become a better version of yourself. And the same thing happens with all the other aspects and all the other things we go through in our daily lives. We often have friends, we often have groups, we often are surrounded by people, but not all the time do people live up to our expectations. And they're not supposed to. You need to tell yourself that life is not what you always anticipate it to be. People are not going to live up to your expectations, and that's absolutely okay. A friendship might end, you might lose somebody, but sit down and evaluate that friendship that you had with somebody. Is there something you learned? Did that person teach you something about life? Did you become a better version of yourself by befriending that person? Did you have good memories with that person? When you decide to look at life from a positive perspective, you decide to channel your mind towards all the good things that happen in that relationship, in that process, in that business deal, in any perspective, in any situation of life. The bottom line is perspective. How you choose to view and how you choose to search for the good in life. Having said all that, a lot of you must be wondering, but how does one establish that mindset of positivity, of positive attitude, and constantly keeping your mind in a positive state? The one thing I always tell my friends, family, and often the people I have encounters with and associate with is, hey, take every moment to think about your accomplishments, your achievements, how far you've come in life, and use those accomplishments and achievements to think of how far you want to go in life. Constantly keep your mind in a happy state. Think of all the good things that happen, all the good memories you've had, and use them as stepping stones to make a better version of yourself. With that, Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and we look forward to more episodes.